Greetings, beautiful people. This is what has been called our Missing Thanksgiving show. It was originally on schedule in November, but after about a week or so, we took it back down. It spotlights special people that I'm thankful are in my life, including legendary 80s goth rocker Bobbi Style. A guy who is like a brother to me. Well, Bobby passed away in January, a little more than a month ago. Bobby was charming, so damn funny, and unbelievably handsome. That's the Bobby I didn't like. There was no reason for that one, but he was also the toughest dude I've ever met. He's born with CP, and he spent most of his adult life in his chair. A couple years ago, he gets diagnosed with cancer, but there was never a brick wall that stopped him. He conquered it all. So last summer, I lose touch with him, right? It scared the hell out of me. I couldn't contact him. And fall rolls around. He pops up and says, sorry, mate, didn't mean to be rude. I couldn't call you back because I had a brain hemorrhage and was in a coma for 3 months. But I'm on the mend and ready to get back to work. Sorry, couldn't call you back. Coma. So, at one point, he said the doctors were going to pull the plug, and his family was like, you don't know Bobby. So we do the November show, and then we have all these projects lined up for this spring. And of course, Bobby's working on new music. But then before the holidays can hit, Bobby is rushed back to the hospital. And this time it's different. So we decided to pull the Thanksgiving show. Bobby's memorial service was last Friday. We dedicate this show to you, my brother. A lot of the material is still the same. There's a part you'll see at the end where I'm talking about Bobby, and I actually interrupt myself to address the fact that he's in the hospital. I wanted to keep that. But there's a new skit, and we swapped out Bobby's song. We wanted to show you guys Bobby doing what Bobby do. So we have live footage, him in concert singing one of his biggest hits. And a special bonus, yes, he has the 80s hair. When I got the news, I cried for 2 days, sobbed. But then that next morning, I woke up with a huge smile on my face. I felt all the weight was gone. Bobby let me know it was all good. It was all good. He had conquered everything you can throw at a guy. Any one of those things would have made us quit, but he won. So it was time for Bobby to go home. I could talk about Bobby for weeks, but I hear him over my shoulder saying, for fuck's sake, mate, start the show. So here it is, our Missing Thanksgiving Funky Werepig. I hope, like us, it makes you smile too.
Brothers and sisters, I don't know who Satan is, or if there's a fiery pit, or if you'll get into eternal damnation. But I do know there is a Funky Werepig. He is flinging moon pies and shouting heroic into the night. And that's in the Bible, and you can't argue with the Bible.
The Funky Werepig is coming for your mama!
Welcome to the No Pencil Party. You can join at home. Come along and bring your friends. Here's the party now.
Opie dig, the funky werepig. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. And yes, by the way, ladies, that is the way I like to move it, move it. Hey, but hey, howdy and heroic. It me, your funky werepig, live from the glorious No Pants Zone studios. Throw those pants in the air like you just don't care. Oh, what a show we have for you. We have the boy childs powering the Commodore 64 magic and handing me my Post-it notes because I'm too busy thinking to be thinking. We have the comfy shirt on, my hippie hair hanging in my face, and the underwear scented candle. And if we have time, we will discuss the legend of Banjo Dick. I am so excited to have Thanksgiving with you, even if you sit me at the kiddies table. This show is all about being thankful. Like I use lip gloss all the time, and I discovered this one uses hemp. So I'm up to eating about 6 or 7 of these a day. I have invited a few people to help me celebrate the holiday, people who I am thankful to have in my life. And let me start by saying hey to a very special someone. Hey. Oh, before I forget, we got some business to take care of. Look at this. Look at this. The brand new Funky Werepig fun book. Smile when it's big enough. Everything you love about the show is in this book, plus 5 original short stories. It is the kooky, the spooky, the kick-bahooky, and it is the perfect holiday gift. Just go to Amazon Books and look, this isn't about changing the world. This isn't about soothing today's anxieties. This is about the 85 cents I get per book. Did I mention Dawn yet? Well, I kind of just did. We have with us Dawn Ziegerer. Dawn has done it all. A model, a morning DJ, and now known as the rebuilding coach, helping people bounce back after divorce. But I asked you here because I need proof that I've had a friend since 7th grade. Ew, yuck, girls. On Morning Coffee, we have someone near and dear to piggy petters. She's on every show, keeping reading alive. From I Smell Sheep, book review guru and editor supreme, SHARON STOGNER. You know, Sharon and I meet every month on the 15th for lunch. We've only missed one in however many years because of what she calls that baby thing she had to do. She signed off right before the last push. That's badass. Sharon has invited you guys to have lunch with us. And here's why we have 2.5 guests on this show. Longtime fans know he's one of my favorite people. Writer, artist, drummer, Thomas Erb. The ERBMAN is here. Kinda. Everyone knows I live in Nowhere, Pennsylvania. ERBMAN lives on a glacier near Buffalo. And Zoom hates us both. Yeah, our connection had a glitch. We partied for like 3 hours, and when we went to edit it together, we wound up with, well, you'll see it yourself. It's in the Magic Farmers comedy break. You can't miss it. Glitch my ass. Not the best segue, but our musical guest is the Godfather of Goth Rock, 80s legend Bobbi Style. He's back on the Werepig doing what Bobby do. If you dig 90s music, all of those guys were inspired by Bobby. Bobby should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Go-Go's are Hall of Famers. Before Pat Benatar, before the Eurythmics, Go-Go's. Bobby should at least be on the list. You guys know that Bobby did the theme song for Dracula's Winky? Yeah. For those not in the know, Dracula's Winky is my paranormal romance that wound up being in a few anthologies. We did it as live readings. And when we did it as a YouTube series, Bobby handed us the theme song. We have it.
Dracula's Winky.
out of that small thing. Dracula's Vinky.
That is so cool. Go-Go's. Okay, there's so much show coming at you because there's so much to be thankful for.
Hey, I just want to say I'm thankful for my little brother.
Who's your little brother?
Boy Child 2.0.
You two are brothers? Oh, that makes sense now. Okay. Boy Child 2.0.
That's a code rap. That's him.
Oh, dang, you can really see it. Yeah. Well, I am definitely thankful for my son and my son's brother. I'm so proud.
Code rap!
Ah, there he is with flawless continuity, like a male model who only does frontal nudity if it's for charity. Live via satellite through Zoom, our own musical director, JJ Glamour. JJ, how are you, good sir?
What are you wearing? Did your Garanimal tags fall off? You have a walrus with a peacock.
Wow, that's a blast from the past. Surprised you even know what Garanimals are. But I keep forgetting, even though you're only 37, you are an old soul.
Not every damn thing you make has to have kale.
You know the theme of this show, and I'll tell you something I'm thankful for. As the old dude, I get to entertain all the boomers and Gen Xers, but as the voice of millennials and Gen Z, they love you. Absolutely adore you. We got both going. Could you play us out to the Magic Farmers comedy break? And do you have a song that can maybe help connect the generations?
You know, in this fragile life, I need constant encouragement. Maybe you do too. So let me quote my influencer, Deb, spelled with a silent Y. This song is called You Are Perfect. Now become more perfecter.
Hear now this important message from the most beloved man in America.
Okay, it's America's favorite game shows, Sparking with Donian. But who's zooming who? Apple Core.
You know me from my iconic TV shows, Celebrity Shitter, Let's Spawn, and Adulting for Dollars. Segway! Hey! What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Turkey, mashed potatoes, and pumpkin pie, that's so 1620s! Plus, scientists have proven that the #1 spreader of social diseases is turkeys. You don't want no turkey herpes. Do what the cool kids are doing. Sparky's Pizza. Say no to puritanical boomer derps. Live in the now. Sparky can deliver your holiday dinner right to your door. And with our weekend special, you can still have the traditional Thanksgiving. Cranberry sauce on your pizza. Green bean casserole on your pizza. And am I tasting peyote?
Yeah.
And technically, you're still having Thanksgiving with your family.
Hey, what'd your mama tell you about me? I hope she mentioned Sparky's Pizza.
Don't forget to book ahead for your politically correct or incorrect December holidays. I'm kidding, I'm serious, I mean that.
Pow!
Behold the Magic Farmers Incorporated! Speak, Moo Cow! Speak!
You're not the boss of me!
Taking a a walk so my doggy can go poopies.
Still not a guy to mention names, but that toxic someone at work who needs to lay off the Red Bull is about to meet my 12th degree white belt. Hashtag gonna learn. Hashtag doing HR's job. Hashtag don't at me, Jeff.
I'm gonna say it. Thank God Elon Musk took over. Hashtag he the man. Hashtag the bird is free. Hashtag smell the musk.
Thanks to Twitter, you're able to update friends on each and every detail of your day because no one is more important to you than you. But what happens to your piles and piles of self-absorbed memories if Twitter ever goes bye-bye?
You know that thing on my back I've been tweeting about all summer? Hashtag latest update? I think it's growing an eyeball.
Sharing a private joke with you know who. Go pet your duck. Sig's rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
In case everyone forgot, Danny dumped me 3 weeks ago. Hashtag I don't want to talk about it.
Hot postings like these don't deserve to be any less important than the original day you posted them. That's why we've invented Lulu Tweets. By combining your Twitter history with a major do-it-yourself publisher, Lulu Tweets is a masturbatory dream come true. Now you can treasure your every opinion and publicly private feels in a self-published book that only you will enjoy.
Wow, this one's from 4 years ago. Eating a Swiss and turkey sandwich. Hey, I remember that sandwich!
Tongue wrestling with Jessica tonight at the club. Going full Katy Perry tonight. Oh, fuck. I thought I deleted that one.
Yeah, this one's a classic. Check out my Kickstarter. Get in on the ground floor of my new butt paintings. Sit or scoot. One cheek or two. Hashtag the creativity is endless. That went absolutely nowhere. Not a surprise.
Your Twitter postings are like pieces of your very soul, used to let everyone know they need to find you interesting. And now it's all crashing to a terrifying end. Don't wait! Put all your tweets in one special book. It's the perfect gift to send friends on your birthday. And if you order now, we'll put a mirror right on the front cover. Lulu Tweets. Who loves you? You do.
Look at this. Look at this. I'm so proud.
Oh, that looks perfect.
See? See?
No seepage.
No, this is no soggy bread stuff here.
No
This is
soggy bread.
professionally done. Or you can just dive in with a spoon.
Yeah, that's really, actually, it's real nice. You get a spoonful and then you get a handful of chocolate chips and eat that afterwards. And you can get the perfect peanut butter to chocolate ratio that you like.
Because you're in control of it.
I'm in control.
I like that.
Reese's doesn't tell me my ratio. I pick the ratio.
Make it bad on Reese's. Look at you.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh, before we get going, I have to show you this. Look at it. Can you see that?
What? Oh, what happened?
Bar fight. Yet another.
And yet another.
Yeah. I wiped out like between, I think it was like 2 to 18 people. Just wiped them out.
Wow.
But I'm still not as badass as you. I mean, half the people I pounded, half of them, let's just say half of them weren't in grade school.
Okay.
But you're like the Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
You're like the Black Widow because you're a martial artist.
My hands are weapons, so
you're like a black belt in something, right? In
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo. I
Second
speak that.
degree.
I speak Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Do you ever, when was the last time you got in a bar fight?
Oh, probably 2 years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I figured, at the very least, you have kids too.
Yeah.
You at least have to use it like, laying down the law, karate chopping a table in half.
Unfortunately, they took Taekwondo with us.
Oh,
the whole family did.
Are they all black belts though too?
Yeah. The whole family.
Really? The
Yeah.
whole family is black belts?
Whole family, yeah.
Who's the bestest black belt?
Oh, me.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, I've had quite a few people ask me this, and I know you'd be the person to go to.
All right.
They say that nobody reads anymore. You know, we have, especially in the younger generations, they just don't like reading. But yet somebody's buying books, and I know from I Smell Sheep that you're always promoting a ton of books, and they wouldn't be promoted and out there if somebody wasn't reading them.
Correct.
Who is reading books?
Mainly women of my age. I say
Okay.
the Gen X are the biggest readers. And I think that the younger kids are doing more reading than people think they are.
I think so too.
Because they were able to kind of grow up on that explosion of young adult books that came out. You know, you had Harry Potter, but
Harry Potter,
been a massive amount of really good young adult urban fantasy or fantasy fiction. And so these kids have, you know, had all that, and now they're transitioning into, you know, adult books, I guess you could say. But so I think they've got a whole new demographic of readers that are coming up. And then of course the kids also have a lot of online fiction, you know, fan fiction.
Yeah.
Kids grew up with writing fan fiction. My kids started writing, and they still write, and they're
Do they really?
very good. Yeah. Nah, my youngest, she won't tell me her Wattpad name because she doesn't want me to ever see her stuff. But apparently
what?
she's got a big, yeah.
What does she have?
A Wattpad. It's a platform for publishing stories for free.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, well, yeah, you could go there and just read all the free stories you want. That's why people put them up there.
I couldn't find anywhere the picture of Captain America's ass that you sent.
I'll have to resend that.
You did send it to me though, right?
Oh, I absolutely did.
Okay. I was getting nervous because I thought, well, maybe I imagined that.
No.
Because here's the deal. A lot of my friends send me pictures of Captain America's ass all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're my only lady friend that does.
Oh.
I don't know what that says. But anyway, we've talked about it extensively. And I appreciate when you send me pictures of Captain America's ass because it drives me to be better. You inspire me. That thing can crack walnuts. You know it can.
Yes, it can. You know, you need to get Sam to join us one day.
On the Zoom thing?
Yeah, on one of our luncheon.
That'd be awesome. You would figure in the past, you know, since 1980, she would be available on the 15th sometime.
Yeah.
But Lady Love is one of your biggest fans. When we watch the show, I make them all watch the show when it goes up. That's one of her favorite segments. She's like, it could be my whole monologue, and she's looking at her phone going, this meme, you know, and whatever, and whatever. It can be one of the comedy skits we're doing, Magic Farmers, and she's just looking up at the ceiling. Oh, I Smell Sheep comes on with Sharon. She's like,
she gets me.
Yeah.
I probably get her too. We have, you know, something in common.
Yeah, putting up with me. So, wouldn't that be awesome though? Wouldn't that be awesome? It would be awesome, but frightening beyond belief.
We talk about you with you sitting right there. We would.
I would like to end our morning coffee segment on with one of my favorite quotes that you gave me after one of the very first projects you ever did with us. Do you remember your quote?
Is it, this is hard? This is so hard.
This is so hard.
It's hard.
That's I don't think I've ever shown it. I don't think I've ever shown it. Maybe the very first show.
Yeah. It was,
But it makes me happy.
It's still hard. 2 years later,
it's still hard.
Yeah.
You do such a magnificent job.
Yeah, because you edit, and I don't show my face when I read. I only do the little intros, which takes me, 30 minutes to do one little intro because I keep messing up.
One day, I will give the piggy petters the biggest treat ever.
Outtakes.
I have my Sharon folder.
Yeah, with all the foul language.
With one of my favorite parts about working with you on the I Smell Sheep review is you teach me so many words.
Yeah.
Words
that only the parents of daughters could come up with. This was so hard.
Father, son, boy child 2.0's messages to dad while away at college.
Now, with astral projection, chicken bones, and a Disney pass leading to several portals to hell, I curse you.
Whoa! You're a vegetable. I hate vegetables. You are broccoli. That's vegetable. Say you, say me, howdy and heroic. It me, your Funky Werepig, and I'm here real quick to discuss the kick bahookie music you hear on our show. Every month, we spotlight a different artist or band. If you're an indie artist, the Funky Werepig wants to hear your music. It doesn't matter what genre, we love it all. So contact us at werepigmusic@gmail.com.
Welcome to the No Pain Zone. Party you can join at home. Come along and bring your friends. Here's a party never ends.
Tell me about old school comics. I know you're a comic guy. You love the comics. You dig the comics. You create the comics. What's the dealio here?
Yeah, that was something that I initially started a few years back that I wanted to get back into drawing, and I missed that. I missed drawing. I did so much writing in novels and stuff. I wanted to actually get back into drawing and writing comic books.
I knew they played a lot of Bon Jovi on the radio, but I think I just called everybody else Dokken. I really didn't know hair bands that well.
I'm going to get the stuff done in this century, so I'm going to probably he's going to probably help me get someone else to draw it. And then we're going to try and just indie publish it, and it's called One Last Job.
I think I saw Judas Priest twice. I think I did.
But it's based on Bruce Campbell in Burn Notice.
Okay.
He's kind of like the main character. It's kind of like very dark, but dark and funny.
And Iron Maiden, wasn't that one of them? Like there's a big monster or something.
Yeah, actually, I think that's Iron Maiden. They had Eddie, the monster mascot.
Iron Maiden was the opening act for a Judas Priest thing that I think I saw one time.
And they did. Yeah, they toured with Judas Priest. Yep.
ERBMAN, I love you. I miss you. When do I get to party with you again?
I love you too. I miss you as well. Hopefully next year I'm going to get out and start doing some conventions again.
Yes.
Getting back at it with all the projects that I have coming out, and hopefully I'll be able to see everybody again. I'm hoping to actually come to Pittsburgh to do the World Horror.
Okay, ready?
What the hell is going?
Docking.
Hey, it's Sharon from I Smell Sheep, and this month's book recommendation is Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison. Rory Morris isn't thrilled to be moving back to her hometown, even if it is temporary. After a night out at a bar, she hits a large animal with her car, and when she gets out to investigate, she's attacked. Rory survives, but life begins to look and feel different. She's changing into someone else, something else, maybe even a monster. But does that mean she's putting those close to her in danger, or is embracing her wildness the key to acceptance? This darkly comedic love story is a brilliantly layered portrait of trauma, rage, and vulnerability. Our reviewer, Pamela Kinney, had this to say. Undoubtedly, the author was inspired by Little Red Riding Hood and the movie Ginger Snaps. It's a tale of self-discovery, love for family, finding true love that was always there, and mixing those ingredients into a werewolf horror story. The reader gets a fairy tale for the 21st century that they can sink their teeth into. For the full review, be sure to check out I Smell Sheep. I Smell Sheep gives Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison 4.5 werewolf sheeps.
Check out the award-winning review site for books, comics, and movies your Funky Werepig loves, ismellsheep.com. If you would like JJ Glamour to write a song to someone you know, then dedicate it and sing it on the Funky Werepig, contact us at monkeyflingingpoo924@gmail.com. Include the person's name and a quote, an inside joke, or message you'd like to hear in JJ's lyrics.
If the song becomes a hit, JJ shares nothing with you, not a penny.
Dedicate a song at monkeyflingingpoo924@gmail.com.
Yes, this is real. Send me your stuff, like today.
This one goes out from all the magic farmers to our own Uncle Frankie and his adorable wife, Aunt Minty. Oh, Minta, silly Minta, she don't like the winter. She dives in bed at the first December moon. Old Frankie, poor Frankie, there is no hanky-panky because Minta don't wake up until June. Guitar solo. Hey, Uncle Frankie, you know an exciting way to pass the time? Wordle.
Subscribe to the Funky Werepig and let the laughter and the music drop right into your hands. 'Tis the season to once again remind you, yams are not potatoes. They are the invasion of the body snatchers of potatoes. Do not eat the yams. You're welcome. All right, you absolutely know, because we talked about this in advance, you absolutely know why you're here. Yes, you have a certain expertise that I think the world needs now, maybe more than ever. You go out of your way and have for a long, long time to help people and to share the experiences you've had. And you're just funny as hell. You know, with your experience in radio and all the other things you've done, this is like home for you, but that's not why you're here. You're here because you're pretty much my longest surviving friend that will admit that we're still friends.
Yeah, it's true. And I will admit that we made out when we were in like junior high and high school.
That's right. And here's the cool part. When most people hear that, they go, oh, that's cool. They made out in junior high and high school. No, we mean all the way through. From junior high until high school, we didn't stop. A lot of
I know,
people
my lips are so chapped.
You know, it's a lot of people just kind of wimp out and go, ooh, we made out. No, No, we didn't come
might
up
have
for
gotten
air
pregnant from it.
until
Yeah,
what did you say?
I might have gotten pregnant from it, to be honest, because one of my kids just looks a lot like this Greg guy. So
It's possible. And the sad part is it's it's Sydney and it's the beard that gives it away.
it is. She's working on it. I know she's very self-conscious about her beard, but she's having it bleached at least at this point, so it's not so dark.
She can get away with it.
Yeah, she can. She can. And plus, she's making a lot of money on the sideshow.
I couldn't be more prouder of my possible daughter.
You're kind of like those doctors that were inseminating, all of the patients back in the day. You were just playing a lot of spin the bottle and getting a lot of people pregnant.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I mean, when it came to spin the bottle,
yeah.
I mean, you taught me strength of ego. You taught me that lesson early on, because when we would play spin the bottle, and we were all just having fun and whatever, the second I would touch the bottle, you would go, Maison's my designated kisser. So I'd spin it, would point right at you, and you'd go.
That's true. That explains why one of her daughters also looks like you. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You work a lot with people who have are going through divorce or have been divorced for a while, trying to get back out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
First off, right out there for anybody that's going through that, is it possible, especially after you've been married for a while and you go back out in the world, let's say you're 40, 50 years old, is it possible to find love again?
Oh my gosh, yes. It's so easy. Oh my gosh, yes.
Really?
Yes. Oh yeah.
I would think that's intimidating, though, after spending time with somebody and maybe even having kids or something, going back out there thinking, there's somebody else out there and I'm going to fall in love, maybe even for the first time.
Yes, that's what I would say. Yeah, that's what I would say happened with me. Because as you know, James is my third and final husband. Yeah, and so after my first divorce, I was really excited about getting back out there, and it was hard. So I think you don't necessarily, you're just like, wow, I haven't been dating for 20 years. What do I do? And there's a lot of fears that go along with it. But one thing that I always say is, in fact, I talked to somebody yesterday who was getting ready to go on a first date, and she was feeling very anxious and nervous. And I said, that's good. That's normal. And so don't let that feeling be a guide. Like, just because you're feeling anxiety doesn't mean that's a reason to not go on the date. It just means you just have to feel anxious and go on the date. Just like when you're performing, like when you're nervous backstage, that doesn't mean that you should not perform.
Okay.
It just means that you're going to be nervous. And so that's normal to feel.
Yeah, you can actually use that energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. And then I have a lot of thoughts about things that women and men do when they put themselves out there, is they're inadvertently repelling the people they're trying to attract, because they don't realize that the energy. So for example, if you probably have not been on dating websites, I mean, recently, or ever, but
after my time. Yeah.
But what'll happen is people write a profile, like something like, if you're a guy that thinks that cheating is okay, move along. It's just like, don't ever write that shit in your profile, because like you're just, when you come off as being really, really negative, it's not going to attract people to you. Or like, you know what I mean? It's just like, well, like if it's something obvious, like, if you're an addict, or if you're a blah, 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 or a cheater, or you don't think that you should get off the couch to work, don't even reply. It's just like, don't do that, like, because it's so negative. So there's things that women do. Another thing is when women or men think that a relationship is going to be what saves them. And so people can pick that up from you too. I call that a Susie save me. So if you're writing something like, I'm looking for, a guy with a great job and a life, and then they get the indication because your life isn't going that well, like, I want you to save me, like, that's also very repellent. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. Is that a common mistake? Like, what would you say the number one common mistake people make just getting out there again?
Well, they use very great pictures and they don't write a bio. And so if you want to get out there, like, you can get on dating websites, but you can also just get out there and socialize. So I think people think it's supposed to happen quickly. Like, like somebody will say like I've been dating, and I'm like, well, how many dates have you been on? They're like 5, and I'm like 5. Like no, you're gonna have to go on a whole bunch of dates. And so I think the number one mistake is people make the first date way too serious. Like they get so overwrought. I'm like, it's just a first date. If you go on 2 dates, it doesn't mean you're going to marry this person. It doesn't mean like, oh my gosh, like it has to be perfect because this might be Mr. Right. It's like, no, you're just meeting another human. Like, don't be in a rush and don't make a first date such a big deal because it's really not that big of a deal.
One of the things that was a warning sign to me, I remember going out on a date with a girl I really kind of liked. We had met each other several times and then finally asked each other out. So it wasn't just like the thing today where you just go,
right?
Oh, they look nice. We had actually talked several times. And on the first date, we were having dinner and she started asking me my favorite names. Like if I had a kid, what would I name them?
Right.
And I kind of took that as we're not even to dessert yet.
Right. Yeah.
That was a little intimidating.
Yeah, you don't want to interview people. Like really on the first date, it's like keep it fun, keep it playful. You don't have to talk about the really, really serious stuff, or you don't have to try to. One thing that's really off-putting too is when people try to impress the other person. It's just like, just be yourself and don't try to tell a person everything about you on the first date. It's like the first date, you can just have fun talking about like your favorite ride at Six Flags, or, you know, if you won $1 million, what would you do with it? Just like fun stuff. It doesn't have to be, because maybe on the second date you find out like if you want to have kids and the other person doesn't want to have kids. But yeah, I mean, that would be a signal that I'm feeling, I call her Desperate Debbie. Like I'm trying to get serious too soon. And so you ask questions like, what would you name a baby or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, that, you know, and I was 12. Okay, so let's play true or false, because some of this I think I remember, but some of it I don't. So the boy childs always write things on different notes for me because my memory's so bad. So here we go. True or false? You were like an MTV original back when they played videos and stuff. You actually ran around with MTV in those days when it was like, what was it, Alan Hunter and Martha Quinn, and you partied with like Mr. and Duran Duran and whoever else popped in, probably Rod Stewart, because every other video was a Rod Stewart back then. Is that true or false? They used to run with the MTV crowd when they first started productions.
It's true, but I was just an intern. I was an intern just for one summer in 1987, and it was awesome. It was Alan Hunter. I was his kid without cable. And then Julie Brown was there, and Mark Goodman, and China Cantner. She was doing like a guest VJ thing. She's the kid of Grace Slick and Paul Cantner from
okay,
Starship.
yeah.
Yeah, or Jefferson Airplane originally, and then Starship. And so yeah, so it was downtown Julie Brown, Alan Hunter, Mark Goodman, China Cantner, and Carolyn Hellman. For her, but yeah, that was back in, I think MTV launched in 81, and I was there in 87 as an intern. So it was fun.
Okay, but you were still in the cool days.
Yes, it was very cool. In fact, Richard Marx, I went with China Cantner to see Richard Marx at a really, really small venue. Richard Marx was new on the scene.
I love Richard. He's cool. I like him.
Yeah, with that Don't Mean Nothing song. And Robbie Neville was in the studio. And I remember Lou Graham and Foreigner was in the studio. And then Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
Yep.
So yeah, it was fun. Like I literally did nothing, but I was just kind of like there blending into the wallpaper, just, you know, observing stuff. So yeah, looking back, it would have been great if I would have been much more of a go-getter worker like I am now. But I think I was just so like, wow, this is so cool. Can I just go sit and hang out at the studio for a while? They were like, yeah, go ahead. So
you were, and I hope I don't embarrass you with this.
God.
Because you're one of like 22 kids, you each had your chores to do.
Yeah.
And you were always in charge of folding everybody's laundry. And I remember at first I thought you were suckering me into it. And then you told me that if I helped you fold laundry, that counted as second base. So you technically were the first girl that I ever second based with.
I think that's because you were folding bras.
Yeah, well, yeah, it counts. That's what you said.
Exactly. So you had my underwear on your head, and then you were folding bras, and
I
so
still
yeah,
had to dry them. They were still
yeah,
a little wet. So I
exactly.
was
They
trying to
were. Yeah,
multitask. Being Polish, I went, well, I'll just dry them here.
yeah.
Oh,
Did
now
I
let's get to
ever?
the bras.
Did I ever really fold laundry growing up? This is terrible to say. I don't remember my parents having any chores for us at all. My mother was like the martyr, and then when I had kids, I was like, that shit ain't happening. So yeah, yeah. It's like you're going to be vacuuming, not me. You're
Yeah,
doing the dishes. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Your middle name is Laundry.
Exactly. Your
So
middle
just get
name is
used to it.
dishwasher. Yeah. Yeah,
But
that'll be good to know. Like whose turn is it to load the dishwasher? Well, it's the one that has dishwasher as the middle name. That's a good idea.
exactly. Last true or false, you were a virgin until your third husband.
It's true.
I knew
It's
it.
true.
I knew
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah. And then oh boy, let me tell you, that third wedding night, that was a real surprise.
It's like,
That
yeah,
was a real surprise.
it's
I was
like,
like,
this
what?
makes sense now. That's what
Yeah.
the other two kept looking at me about. I wish somebody would have written me notes.
I don't know where those my three kids came from because they came from my first marriage, and so I just woke up and I had kids. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, how did this happen? And I thought it happened because of making out, because of like you and I making out and having a
One did.
baby. Yeah, exactly. And so I just thought, well, if you just kiss with tongue, that's how you get pregnant. And apparently it's true until my third wedding night, and that was just like I was very surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, once you meet James, yeah, that's why you wait until the third husband.
Yeah, I love my husband. He's pretty great. Yeah.
Can people come to you if they're not divorced?
Yes.
If they have problems, if they have relationship issues, if they think they're heading towards divorce is their solution. Can they come to you preemptively?
Yes. And so, because put it this way, what I should have said before is like the number one problem I see, not with dating apps, but with dating in general, is people, whether you're married or dating, people see yellow, I call them yellow flags. And then we've all heard the term red flags, and people don't heed them. So it happens so whether you're married or in a relationship, it's not going well. Probably the biggest difference with me with my coaching is that most of the people that come to me that have issues in a relationship, they try to make the other person the villain. And that really impedes your progress because and I did that too. Like after my first divorce, like it was my first husband, he was the problem. And then especially after my second divorce, like, oh my God, he was totally the problem. But what really helped me move forward is realizing that I was part of that cycle. Like I was guilty. Some of it. So for example, with my second husband, we were married at 11 months. So we were married at 11 months, but I willfully ignored his alcoholism and the fact that he cheated on his wife, but kind of blamed her for part of it. So I guess what I'm saying is that's the biggest thing, whether you're married or in a relationship. It's like you're not dealing with yellow flags because you're afraid of the answer. You're not asking the hard questions. You're not having difficult conversations because you're afraid of what the answer might be. Or you're blatantly ignoring red flags. And then you stay with somebody who really is not great for a really, really long time. Like people that are, emotionally abusive or financially cheating or cheating, yeah. So anyway, there's a lot of things that people, it definitely takes two to tango. And so when people come to me with problems, then it's like, is this something that can be resolved or is this a red flag? And the only answer is to leave. So I think a lot of times people stay married because like there's so many thoughts in your head that keep you staying in a relationship that you need to leave. And especially for women, it's financial. Like they just think, well, and that was me for the longest time. I was like, I've been a stay-at-home mom for 15 years. So my skills in advertising, like everything's changed. And so if I can't afford to get divorced. So there's a lot of reasons why people stay, and they shouldn't stay a lot of the time. So.
But the good news is, even if the check doesn't clear, that my dad, Big Lair, was not a talking guy, but he always said three things. One, how about them Baltimore Colts? He would say, how did you screw up mowing the lawn? And the final thing he always said was, when we hung out together, he would flip the paper down, look at me and go, you're going to marry that girl. So you still got that going for you one day.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true. I can hang my hat on that. I should have married Greg Hall.
Not should have. Big Lair. He didn't say when.
Oh, that's true. So it could be coming up in the future.
Yeah, we got some time.
We're
hitting 60 soon, but it ain't over yet. It's we'll be together when we're like, could you imagine if we were actually a couple? There's no room, no house big enough for both of us.
We got to separate these two. We'll put on different ends of the nursing home. Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't happen. It's impossible. Yeah. So
yeah.
Love you muchly. We will catch up soon.
Okay. Right.
If you need help, advice, or just someone to listen, Dawn is a click away. Professional, experienced, caring. TheRebuildingCoach.com. I'm bragging about my buddy. You know her from our theme song, welcoming everybody to the No Pants Zone. But our buddy of 1,000 names is more than just a kick bahookie musician. The Funky Werepig is proud to share with you Moon's Cherokee Cookbook. It's filled with traditional recipes for meats and vegetables, breads, desserts, even for homemade teas. And they give you historical side notes for the various meals that you're making. The only cookbook to earn the official seal of the Cherokee Nation, it is the perfect gift for any holiday kitchen. And here's the coolest part. All of the proceeds go to the Cherokee Respond, Recover, and Rebuild Elder Assistance. So go to the Lulu.com bookstore for Scarlet Sapphire Moon's Cherokee Cookbook. Are you ready, piggy petters? Then let's put the needle to the record.
So embrace me. I said embrace me. Come on. I said embrace me. Come on, embrace me. It's long, walk alone with me. I'll face the dangers of your own fantasies. For you have no thoughts of mine to hide tonight. For I will guard your thoughts through these dark times at any time. So embrace me, yeah, face me. Embrace my love, so sweet tonight. Come on, embrace me, yeah, face me. Embrace my love, so sweet tonight. Embrace me, yeah, face me. Embrace my love, so sweet tonight. Come on, embrace me, yeah, face me. Embrace my love, so sweet tonight. That you ask for someone new. Oh, in answer to them all, I could seduce you. So press your hand and soul willingly into my ear. For I will guard your thoughts through these dark times at any time. So embrace me, embrace me. Embrace my love, so sweet tonight. Come on, embrace me. let's funk it up. Let's crank it up. Come on, it's PCP, those people fucking rockin', man. Come on, you bastards, jump. That beats you up there too with the hairstyles. Stumble into my bed. Wow, flex the section, scream down there. Wow, you know what I said? Embrace me, embrace me, embrace my love, so sweet tonight. Come on, embrace me, embrace me, embrace my love, so sweet tonight. Yeah, embrace me, embrace me, embrace my love, so sweet tonight. Come on, embrace me. Slide right up by my side. Put your lips against my style. Yeah, baby. So embrace me. Why can't you face me? Let's have some right now. I said embrace me.
You can find Bobby's classic and current hits on every music platform and his videos on YouTube, or you can have it all at bobbystyle.com. Want the best in indie music? Head on over to tmvcafe.com and tell them the Werepig said, "Heroic baby." Hey kids, it's time once again for Fun Words with Sharon.
Hello. Our reviewer, Pamela Kinney, says this. Fuck his name.
Like a clock on a wall said ding ding dong, it's time to check the monkey clock. You know, the batteries in the monkey clock died long ago, so when I look up and I see that the time is 10 after 12, that is the correct time. Because one does not argue with monkey clock. Hugs and roinks to our many guests. Dawn, two things that decades of friendship give you. We always pick up right where we left off, even if we haven't seen each other for a year. And our time together always goes by too fast. After 4 decades of friendship, Dawn and I know all of each other's secrets. I was there when she got her implants, and she was there when I got my implant. Singular. Did you know her husband James is half her age? He'll say that they met at a teacher's convention. She'll say that they met on a romantic cruise. But I know the truth. James was Dawn's pool boy. Sharon, how does it feel to be my normal friend? I say this knowing that probably right now you are in the shower eating spaghetti. It's what you do. You also raise the IQ of our show, though, and you keep our love of books alive and well. I will see you next month on the 15th for our usual PBJ Chef Boyardee Dish the Dirt Lunch Fest. ERBMAN, it is a bummer that we couldn't get together for this show, but the good news is we have all of January to see if Zoom will connect nowhere, Pennsylvania, with your mystical glacier near Buffalo. Still, the staff here thought it would be the professional thing to do to issue a public apology to you. So here we go, from the heart. It was just, there are just parts of the 80s that are missing for me. Public apologies are a big thing. We're still apologizing for having a Ronin on the show 2 years ago. World famous comic Michael Ronin. That guy. Is he still up in our kitchen? Still chomping on the damn calzone I bought him 2 years ago? He's never leaving. Never. High fives and disco hip bumps to the Magic Farmers Incorporated, Goat Boy, Ivan November / Malone, President James K. Polk, our fan of the month, Pam Jones. We love Pammy Boo Boo as much as she loves her coffee. And special thanks to the original party animals, Janice and her boy toy Pete, for illegally crossing 6 states to sit at our Thanksgiving table. If I could be serious for a moment, I'd like to talk about my buddy, Bobbi Style. We met back in the TMV Cafe days, and we just hit it off. You know, we cut right past him being a goth rock legend and me being a comic who tours all over the No Pants Zone studio area. We would Skype for just hours talking about love, life, being dads. Hey, sorry to interrupt this segment here. I talk a lot about Bobby and everything he's gone through. Everybody knows Bobby was born with CP and has lived most of his life in a wheelchair. It's not a secret that a couple years ago he was diagnosed with cancer. This past year has been unreal. But that's Bobby's story to tell when he gets better. And he will. Bobby's superpower is to beat the odds every damn time. I get pretty emotional when it comes to Bobby, because to me, he's not Bobbi Style. He's my buddy. He's my brother. We brag about our triumphs like true brothers, bust each other's balls like true brothers, confess our darkest sins like true brothers, and I'm pretty damn sure if he sees me here getting all weepy and all that shit, he will bust down that door, chase me down, and shove my anus up through my nostrils like a true brother. So allow me to fast forward past all this. Well, I can't skip it all, because as Bobby struggles with every day, I'm the cute one. And if you have people in your life like Bobby, Dawn, Sharon, the ERBMAN, then like me, know you're blessed. Let's spend more time being thankful. Seriously, is a Ronin still here? Okay, I have kept everyone far too long. The turkey's getting cold, and Detroit is winning, and no one's watching. There he is. There he is, our musical director, JJ Glamour. JJ, speaking of things to be thankful for. So let's do what we do. Let's put that needle to the record. Let's throw those pants in the air like we just don't care. And if you would, good sir, play us out. And, oh yeah, make us something funky.
Whenever I hear that classic Pure Prairie League song, Amy, I think of my old high school sweetheart, Doris.
I will give you, as we got to sign off, I've kept you.
Yeah, I know we do. My
I've
earpiece
kept
is
you for
blinking.
like 7 hours. And that's not even with the
Oh.
time zone change. I'm sure there's.
No. No wonder my earpieces are dying.
So I can't help it. We don't get to spend time together that often. And when we do, we just let it fly.
You know what? You took my virginity today. Yeah, I know. Shocking. eh?
Again?
And you didn't even use a condom. Zoom. I've never done it before.
I'm your first Zoom?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So you took my Zoom virginity.
That is, oh.
And I'll tell you what, I don't want to say anything bad, but I didn't feel a thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna mail you a Slim Jim.
Oh.
There. That's for you.
And the jokes that went through my head right then.
Here,
Uh-huh.
I'll do this. I'm going to toss this to you. Do with it what you want before we sign off. I have a question that I have to ask you. That you can take it however you want, put it in any direction. I'm going to leave
Do I
it.
need KY?
Bring the whole damn alphabet.
Yeah.